Hey guys, so this is day 2 of the bankroll challenge. We started day 2 with $111, so we ended up with $145, which means we've got a pretty nice amount of big blinds, about 32, just 3 buy-ins, so that's pretty nice. And today I have 3 hands to review with you guys. The first hand is this one. We get pocket aces in the cutoff, which is really nice. Let's see what happens. Folds to us, we raise. So when the big blind calls here, he has a lot of suited cards, which means that has he possibly has some pocket pairs, low pocket pairs, maybe straight draws and flush draws here, and we should be ahead of that, so we decide to c bet here. I make it pretty big because straight draws and flush draws both won't be folding here, and maybe they have some pair plus draw. So when he check raises here, that makes me think that my guess is correct, and he should be on a draw plus something. The turn is not such a terrible card, but also not that great because it pairs the board, so he could possibly have a 4 and have us beat. But if he has another draw, like a flush or straight draw, we should be alright here. When he bets, I decide to call. The river is obviously very good for us, so when he decides to bet here, there are many things that I can do. I'm going to raise for sure. The amount that I decide to raise, I could bet small, and that gets called by maybe a pair that missed a draw. But if he calls with an ace or a pocket pair that is now a middle pair, it's probably gonna call bigger anyway, so I decide to shove here. And we get called by a pair of sevens. Yeah, that's pretty crazy what people call here, but alright. I guess he didn't believe that I had aces, or had an a6, whatever. Second hand with ace, 8 diamonds. When this guy bets, I decide to limp behind because we can flop pretty decently if diamonds come up. Then the small blind calls, which is good for us because the more people in is the better if we hit a draw. When this guy free bets, I'm thinking he either has an ace king pocket pair, or he squeezes because he wants to steal the blinds from us, because he's getting pretty good odds to steal. So I decide to call here and see a flop. Small blind does fold, and this flop isn't too terrible for us because he could have ace king, ace queen, ace jack, ace 10, maybe some lower pocket pairs, and he decides to c-bet here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the c-bet is small, and he should have missed more times than he has on hit here. So I decide to call. The turn pairs the queen, so either we are pretty much doomed, or we should be in an alright spot to bluff right here. And since he checks to us, I decide to fire a bluff. I make it small because if he has nothing, he wouldn't call anyway. And in that case, if he does have a queen, he will never fold here. So it's a pretty cheap price to bluff. And he does fold, so we steal the pot while we have basically nothing here. Yeah, it's pretty great hand for us. So we got pocket tens here for the third hand, which is a pretty standard open. Action falls to the big blind, who decides to call in this particular instance. It's a pretty decent flop for us. He could have straight draws on 9, a jack, maybe a pocket pair. So I decide to c-bet here. When he check raises me, it looks like he might be on a draw or has a jack X hand. But our hand is too strong to just fold here, so I decide to call. The turn is pretty much a blank, and we should be fine here. When we both check though, and the 9 comes, in hindsight this should probably be an okay card for us if he had a missed draw or a jack maybe. His range is pretty wide as well, so he could have an a6, king x, whatever, but when he donk bets here it looks pretty strong, and I think he might have a 9, maybe an ace jack or a 3 even. But in any case I might have called here, might not have, but after thinking for a while I decide to just lay it down. Not sure if I made the right play here or should have called here. Yeah. So overall it was still a pretty good day. We ran better than expected. A bit above EV means I gave someone a bad beat, which is pretty good too. So yeah, this was day 2 of the bankroll challenge.